Good afternoon. It is January 10th, 2023. I'm going to go through this. Uh, didn't mark any trades earlier, but I'm sure there's something there that I just didn't see. We'll take a look. Just a range day, really. Right after the open, we made this high, and it was just a measured move of basically the overnight highs and lows. All right, so 5 o'clock comes in this congestion. So the overnight range at that point was like this. So, this was a nice move down. But once we formed this congestion, this second entry short didn't do a whole lot. That told us, this isn't really a significant breakout and it's going to fail. And that's what happened. So prices come back and they start trending higher. And we come up here and you actually get this second entry, but this is just congested. So nothing really comes of that. And you could even count that as a double top, first entry, second entry. So I think you got 3 matching lows there, so you could take this, I think. Only problem is, I don't know why I marked that blue, but you're in congestion, you're going into that midline. So if there's room to the highs of this range, which there is, there's plenty of room, you can take that, but you're going into the overnight highs as well. So a little risky, but it looks like a second entry to me. And you get this failure, but again, you're going into the highs. However, it is off the trend line. So I'll at least mark that. It's also a breakout pullback. Then we come up here and we form this channel of correction. I don't see anything in here. Come out here and you get a second entry short, but it just doesn't really look like it looks pretty sideways. I don't think you can be taking that, unfortunately, which is a nice move. A lot of people liked it. You can see we went down, tested the opening price, and then we just had some congestion before shooting up. Get a break of that channel, move to a new high, another attempt to go higher that fails, and we're just chopping around. Looks like a little failure right here, but it's just not. This is all a range, but it does rock it up. We get a break, move to a new high. It reverses, comes down here. Unfortunately, you don't get a second entry short. Big move down, break, move to a new low, some sideways stuff. You get this second entry short, but it just looks, it still kind of looks like one leg up. So when you get this matching high again, it's a double test, and you could argue for that to be a second entry short, even though this one didn't break lower. Well, actually, that is a second entry short, even if that doesn't break lower. So it's, I think what makes this red is that it's a double test. Otherwise, it just looks like 3 inside bars. So we break lower, hit that measured move of this range, and then we bounce. And you do get a failure, but it looks congested, and it's in a range. So we got resistance off that midline. So that doesn't set up too well. Come up here, break, couple legs up to a new high, and we're just going sideways. We come lower, and this is just a lot of congestiveness around the midline. So usually you're going to want to stay out of that. And finally, we get some movement over here. Big leg down, test that opening price, and then bounces. Come up here. Really, what this is it's probably just like this, and we get a break, and really just 2 legs up. And you get a first entry, second entry, but signal bar is no good. Come up here. These are like 5 inside bars, so you don't want to be taking anything here. And we're just going sideways. But then we get confirmation of this channel. I don't think, I mean, you could argue for this to be a double test, but it's going into the EMA. I don't think you want to take it. But you do get this second entry long. I'm going to mark it green because this does look like a range, even though we just broke out. And we just got confirmation of this channel up. So I'm marking it green, and there's three bars stacked up. Not the greatest setup. Get a second entry here, but the signal bar is no good. Get a break of this channel, a couple legs up to a new high, and we make another move higher. And we sell off a little, and it looks like we're attempting to make a new high now. I don't see anything in here. Perhaps you take this one as a second entry short, looking for a new low, but there's not a lot of room. There's only a couple ticks down to the lows. So let's just draw that short-term chain. So again, just not a great setup. So let's take one last look. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot of setups. Only one of them I marked red, and really I'm not too crazy about that one. Yeah, so hope everyone had a good day. I'll be back tomorrow.